Today I'm in Woodbridge and I'm going to be starting in Melton and walking along the River Deben, having a look at the surroundings here. It's a really beautiful area, so come and join me. After yesterday's rainfall, it's quite muddy, so I have to watch myself under my feet. Starting here in Melton, which is just outside of Woodbridge's town centre. It's a lovely walk to get to walk right along the River Deben. Hopefully it's not too muddy. Yesterday I was in town and walking along with 15 school children, showing them historic Ipswich. It was great fun. Slightly different today. Back to nature. If you're going to visit, there's not many places you can park for free. This is one of the only free car parks I've found in Woodbridge, and that is just past Melton station if you're driving in through Woodbridge town, and it's on the right. So slow down as you go across the railway bridge or railway crossing, because it would be easy to drive past and then you have to go all the way down to the roundabout and turn back. What is not to love about this? Just going along the pathway. The tide's in, so we won't get to see as much of the stuff stuck in the mud. But who knows? By the time we're coming back, the tide may have receded a little. Woodbridge is a really lovely place. It's a little hidden gem, actually. You can explore historical sites like Sutton Hoo, which is a major Anglo-Saxon archaeological site, and if you've seen the film The Dig with Ray Fiennes, you'll appreciate it. And we have the Tide Mill Museum here. There's other attractions in and around Woodbridge, like Bentwater's Cold War Museum, the Longshed, where at the moment they're actually rebuilding a Viking longship, and of course it's surrounded by Rendlesham Forest. The town also has this lovely riverside walk along here, the River Deben, and it also has its own little cinema. So it's definitely worth a visit along here. Right, let's go down. So we're a bit closer to the water. There's a couple of paths. Total contrast from yesterday. This time yesterday, the weather was positively biblical. It was like a monsoon. keep walking. Going to walk up to the tide mill. It's one of the only ones left, actually. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. Everyone's boat stored for the winter. Go off of the water for a bit of a diversion through the boatyard. And then we can divert back. It's a chance to get away from a little bit of the wind anyway. Lovely, lovely boats. God, no, excuse the noise. Here at the level crossing, it's clear to cross. Not waiting for any trains to come. It's lovely being here on the railway. Now I've got to walk through the pathway. Have a little cafe. Okay, back on course. On the edge of the river. Thought I'd gone wrong somewhere along there. It's the railway crossing that's through the off. Going up to cafe on the boat. The one I just showed the sign for. Nice, unique little experience. Sit out there, look out on the river, have a nice cuppa, bite to eat, maybe a bit of breakfast, maybe lunch as it's getting late. HMS Vale. Good use. A retired boat. Lots of people's houseboats along here. A bit like it is at Mill by the Button Oyster. You'll have to do that walk. That's a really lovely circular walk put out by Adnams. They have a collection of about 18, I believe, country pub walks. Look at this. Gorgeous. And they're all circular. They start at the pub, end at the pub. Well, a better way to go for a walk. Have a little bevy before you go. Walk it off. Have another one when you get back. So nice to get out in the green space, especially at this time of year. We all tend to be out and about in the summer, but things get slipping in the winter and we tend to hunker down. But then by the time we get to October, November, we're all feeling a little bit blue. So it's important to get out. Look at this. Why would you not want to spend a morning in this? You've got the green space, you've got the boats, you've got the wildlife. It's not tight. Looks like we're approaching another boatyard, which would be very apt. As we are in Woodbridge. Ooh, and a lovely wreck to have a look at. We'll have to stop and see what that has to offer. Some might think these are a bit unsightly, but I think they're a great habitat for wildlife. Just lovely to see that sitting there, all the different shapes of the wood. Like enjoying a lovely calm morning after yesterday. The weather yesterday was just biblical. You couldn't make it up. It was like a monsoon for a good around another bend. It looks as though we're getting close to Woodbridge station, and we've walked from Melton station. On the way back, I'll measure how far the walk is, just in case anyone wants to know. It'll give you an idea of how far you're trundling. I don't know what it is, but some people really have a problem with being social. I'm walking along, I'm encountering many different people, and I always say hello, good morning. A lot of the time I just get a grunt. Okay, this is a secluded little footpath. We'll see where this leads. Another level crossing just here. We'll keep going down the footpath, see where it leads us. Okay, yet another level crossing. Just check before I cross over. Deben Road. I'm going to have to cross over. We're going to run out of pavement. This is Quayside. And we're coming up to Elmhurst Park, which is going to be on the right. A secluded gateway there. Very nice. Excuse the traffic noise. Yeah, Elmhurst Park. I'll have a little look in there on the way back. So this appears to have taken us back into the town. And the tide mill is just coming up on our left. So we'll turn down here and go and have a nice look. That's right, yeah. Morning. Morning. Station just down there. Ish, should I say? Take a walk down. I think it's something to do with this time of year. It seems that every building I want to visit is shrouded in scaffolding. I guess they have to do repairs as and when they can. It's a bit irritating when you want to film something. Wow, looks like they met their fundraiser, which is excellent. So this is the Woodbridge Museum, and beside it we have the long shed, and that's where they are replicating the Suffolk Viking longship. So that will be fantastic to see once that's out on the river. The area is surrounded by some really lovely restaurants and cafes. It's a really nice place. This beautiful Tide Canal Museum. It has over 850 years of history, with the first mill on the site recorded in 1170. So that's pretty impressive. It was owned by the Augustinian Priory, then passed to Henry VIII during the dissolution of the monasteries, of course, and later bought by Thomas Seckford under Elizabeth I. The current building was constructed in 1793 and was the last working tide mill in the UK, operating until it closed in 1957. After being saved by a charitable trust, it's been restored and reopened to the public in 1973, and you can visit it today. And as you saw, they've done a fundraiser, and they needed £60,000 to restore it, and that has been raised. And I'm now going to retrace my steps back to Melton. Weather has turned fabulous. Certainly don't need a jacket, but equally don't want to carry it. Going to retrace our steps, hop into Elmhurst Park just to have a little look. It's a very pretty little park. We may as well enjoy it while we're on this walk. Okay. Let's go and have a little look. It's not very big, but very pretty. Good to see them flying the flag. It's a nice little area. Nice and secluded. Has a playground over there, which I'm not going to film because there's children there. Going to leave Quayside, junction of Lime Kiln Quay Road, cross over while the road is quiet, back onto Deben Road, and retrace my steps across the level crossing again. And we're back on the river, which is always very nice. It's lovely to have the sun out today. It's dried up most of the muddy areas. which makes for a much nicer walk. Even that puddle looks a little bit smaller since we came by. Back up on the dike, the pathway around. This will take us all the way back. We'll have to divert off a little bit through the boatyard again. But certainly a lovely stroll. Seems like the sun's brought out lots of people. We've got lots of people on the path. There are deer on the bank across the river. I would zoom in to have a look at them. I don't think you'll see very much, but a few dots. That's nice to see them grazing. I'll have to look at what piece of land that is, if it's privately owned or if it's a park. Just continuing on the path back. Get a different view. Sky is beautifully blue now. Makes a big difference. Although I'm melting because it's come out so warm today. See a different view of the wreck we saw on the way down. I don't think the tide has made that much difference. If anything, I think it's deeper. So I doubt we'll see much of that other couple of wrecks above. But I will include photos because I have been out here photographing this on previous occasions. You can see the boatyard in the distance, and we'll be walking through that. Certainly a lovely river walk. I had to give in and take my jacket off. It's just too warm. I know the clouds above look like the sky is going to open up, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Back down past the boatyard. We'll have to go through there. There's a cut through to get back onto the river. And past the lovely cafe on the boat. A little trip through the boatyard. A little quieter now. I think everyone's gone for lunch. Back along the path. Oh, it looks like they're lowering something into the river. Just about on the home stretch. Just coming past the industrial area where we started. The river continues right round, of course. We're going to head down this slope and back down to the car park, the free car park, I'm going to add. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again on my next walk.